Welcome to the Smart Building Conference 2022. So nice to see everybody. So nice to see everybody after our imposed vacation. Today, there's going to be about a couple hundred people coming in to the Smart Building Conference at different points. And my name is Bob Snyder. If you don't know me, I've been content chairman for this conference for the past 10 editions. Before we get started, I'd like to refer you to all the important social media details that you might need. We have Wi-Fi that's available. If you can take now the name and the password so that you have access to it. On the app that we have, there's a way you can communicate with other delegates and the organization, and there's a code there that you'll need. It's called WOVA. For LinkedIn, it's hashtag SBC 2022. And for Twitter, we have the generic one, which is at SBC ISE, or we have the hashtag SBC 2022. We would appreciate you having the opportunity to just tell them about what's going on here and to share it with your friends. So, what are we going to do here today? We've brought in some of the important thought leaders who represent different segments of smart building. Smart building, obviously, is an extremely wide subject. Each year, we have to pick certain categories of it. This year, we're trying to concentrate on safe, sustainable smart buildings, but we're going to be talking about other areas as well. We've put together this group of people, and we're very pleased to have some of the top researchers, some of the top thought leaders, and some of the top industry people that are engaged in their particular segments of smart building. We open today with Jim Mchale, and I'll be introducing him in a minute, but just to say this is my favorite site for market information, and I hope that you'll have a chance to take a look at it, and you'll probably want to after you hear from Jim this morning. There'll be a panel. We've asked a number of gentlemen to come in to speak about how do we move forward with the post-pandemic smart building. Now, we've left it a little open in terms of how broad that topic could get, but we've especially thought that we should cover the return to office in the smart building, and that'll be one of the areas we concentrate on. For this session and for all sessions at the Smart Building Conference, we like to consider you folks in the audience. Many of you are experts as well in your niche, in your segment, or in the industry as a whole. So when we say, are there any questions, we're also open if you'd prefer to give a comment, if you'd like to contribute. We've always had at Smart Building Conference a very open forum, a town hall, where you're free to join in. Today, because as content chairman, I've squeezed an awful lot of content into a small amount of time. Time is my worst enemy, and I have to keep things moving. So we'll try to move along as quickly as we can without sacrificing some of your valuable input as the audience. If I have to move you on, please excuse me, and please recognize that our speakers are very friendly, and at the coffee break or at the lunchtime, you can follow up with your question, and you can have a chance to chat. That's an important part of what happens here at Smart Building. We have another excellent presentation, The Human Connection to Intelligent Building. I think you'll find Matthew is a very entertaining and well-spoken speaker, as well as presenting some very insightful content. And I'm very pleased to welcome Julian Phillips, who has quite a very established reputation in his years in the industry here at ISE, and he'll be sharing a presentation which is about experiences in smart building. I'm going to let him lead you into that, but I think you'll find it creative. I think you'll find it intelligent. I think you'll find it, very interesting at all levels. Throughout the day, we have companies like ABB, Christie, KNX. We'll also break at a certain point from this group. Next door, you'll see a dome. That dome is our track 2, where they have a very creative atmosphere. And in track 2, there'll be some alternate tracks. You're free to pick either one. You're free to go back and forth. They're meant to give you a choice, and typically we don't ask you to define that in advance. We just ask you to decide at the moment which one would you prefer, and if you're in one and you prefer to get up and go to the other, that's okay. This is your conference. You're free to do what you'd like. Pardon me. But all of these presentations are of equal quality, and it's just a question of which subject matter that you might like to pursue. And again, in the afternoon, we'll have lunch at 2:20, and we'll be having a lot of interesting presentations, including a couple panels, one on digital twin, the other on IT and OT in the smart building. We have in the dome an extremely interesting one on digital twins. We have visitors coming in from the IoT World Congress to speak, and a presentation on Master Systems Integrator, which I think is important for all of us in that. I'm running out of time here, so I did want to make a wave to Alex. Are you in the back there? Can you wave at everybody? Alex is doing some reportage on social media. He's here with a big camera. Please feel free to introduce yourself, and Alex will be presenting this event in a 360 live stream social media to help people understand what we do here at the event. We have another coffee break when we finish the tracks, and we all rejoin here as a group for our keynotes. We have Kathy coming in from Google to talk about how Google has scaled their digital buildings across the world. How special is that? We also have a keynote from Dan Drugman, who is coming from the UK, on empowering the people. And we'll meet at the end of that just for a brief summation, and then you'll be able to go off and reflect upon what we've been able to share today. The ISE handles a number of conferences. They'd like you to know that they do have Control Room Summit, Digital Signage Summit, even Super Yacht Technology. I mean, what can be cooler than a smart building on the sea? Smart Workplace Summit, that's tomorrow, live events and digital learning. And a big thank you to our sponsors, who are, of course, the co-owners of ISE, the AVIXA organization from America, CEDIA, which, both of them are very important industry associations that help people in the industry to gain knowledge. Lang, who is a technology partner, Shure, who is our audio partner, and KNX, who is our headline conference partner. Thank you very much, KNX, and they have some information available right outside in the lounge, the networking area, where we have coffee and where we have our break sessions and our lunch.